We all know the mantra, pay your dues and graduate from college, and you'll enjoy a successful career. So for some, the goal is a bachelor's degree. There's an unspoken belief that the job market is just waiting for hordes of ambitious, eager young graduates to slide into high-paying jobs in the corner office. But statistics tell a different story. This is known as the skills gap. You must have the technical and employable skills industry requires in order to compete for jobs within your chosen career.
Now, let us understand Air-entraining Admixture. But what should be our objective? Our objective is to understand that in what conditions we will be able to suggest this sort of admixtures and solve the problems at site. So first we will understand that what property does it target. It improves workability, reduction in segregation, bleeding, and fast action and permeability. So it can propose a solution to a various problem. The first one is workability. अगर concrete workable नहीं है, easily flow नहीं हो रहा है, तो what we can do, we can add more amount of this air-entraining admixture. After that, इससे होगा क्या? There will be air bubbles which will be produced. ये air bubbles ultimately friction को reduce कर देंगे, जिससे कि concrete easily flow हो पाएगा. Now the second is the reduction of segregation. Now, I hope you have gone through the web module to understand what is this segregation. If you go by the theoretical concept, you will keep on forgetting. But if you once view what happens at site, you will remember it for the lifetime. So what is segregation? It's just the separation of the cement, water and aggregates. So sometimes what happens, the aggregates tend to separate out from the cement water paste. Then the bleeding. Bleeding is the accumulation of the cement paste on the surface of the structure. So नीचे से paste कम हो जाता है, ऊपर paste ज़्यादा हो जाता है, making a structure undurable. Then the fast action. Fast action also is very simple. I hope you have gone through the web module and understand in a practical way what is this fast action. होता क्या है, concrete के अंदर water होता है. अब ये water अगर cold temperature में है तो ये freeze होना start होता है. फ्रीज वाटर का वॉल्यूम लिक्विड वाटर से ज़्यादा होता है, जिससे कि फ्रीज होने के टाइम पे इट बिकम आइस एंड इट एक्सर्ट प्रेशर ड्यू टू इंक्रीज इन वॉल्यूम. इस प्रेशर की वजह से कंक्रीट के अंदर क्रैक्स डेवलप होते हैं एंड देन इट्स नॉट फॉर्म अ ड्यूरेबल स्ट्रक्चर. देन परमिएबिलिटी. इट इंक्रीज द परमिएबिलिटी ऑफ द कंक्रीट. नाउ लेट अस सी हाउ डज इट इफेक्ट. Air-entraining admixture incorporates millions of non-coalescing air bubbles which will act as flexible ball bearings and will modify the property of plastic concrete regarding workability, segregation, bleeding and finishing quality of the concrete. So what does it do? It produces a tiny small air bubbles in the concrete. Now due to this air bubbles, it will behave as a ball bearing and hence what happens? It reduces the friction and due to this reduction of friction, its workability is improved. Also, it improves the segregation, bleeding and finishing quality of the concrete. Now, let us understand the air-entrained is intentionally incorporated, whereas entrapped air is the air void, not good for the concrete. अब air-entrained air जो इस admixture से कंक्रीट में इंट्रोड्यूस किया जाता है, that is different from the voids, air voids. Air voids are not good for concrete, but this entrained air is so small that it improves the property of the concrete. Whereas entrapped air is air void, not good for concrete due to insufficient compaction and improper grading. तो जो normal concrete के अंदर air voids होते हैं, that is due to improper grading and insufficient compaction, where this is intentionally produced. The effect of air-entraining on the concrete property. Now let us see what all it improves. It improves the resistance of freezing and thawing. So as we discussed that fast action is reduced by this admixture. It increases the workability as the friction is reduced. But using air-entraining, it reduces the strength because now the air bubbles are introduced and the density of the concrete is decreased. It is helpful against the segregation. So in a site condition where your concrete is getting segregated, you can suggest air-entraining admixture. It is helpful in bleeding and laitance. So where you are facing a problem of bleeding of concrete or laitance, you can suggest this air-entraining admixture. Decrease in permeability. Increase in resistance to chemical attack. It permits reduction in sand content, head reducing cement content and cost. It reduces the aggregate alkali reactions. Now dosage. What are the materials which can behave as a air-entrained? Natural wooden resins, animal and vegetable fats, and water-soluble soap. So if you add a water-soluble soap, you will obtain a concrete which will be having a small pores of air. Application. In cold countries, 85% of the concrete comprises of the air-entraining agent, making it fifth element of the concrete to prevent frost action. So from this statement we can understand the importance of this admixture and how commonly it is being used in the cold countries. So we must have a very clear understanding of its working, and to further understand in depth you refer the web module where the practical site condition is explained to ensure that you get the concept of air-entraining admixture.
Education is core to our economy. But in order to guide our educational systems and maximize future income, we must understand the misalignment between education and our work. The university degree is no longer the guaranteed path towards financial success as it was for previous generations. And even if you do earn one, that education alone may not be enough. In today's highly technical, knowledge-based economy, having hands-on skills and perfecting what you're good at can be more valuable than getting a degree in something simply to get one. Employers want to know what you can do and what you can do well, not just what degree hangs on your wall. Is career exploration. Understand the jobs available, the income ranges they pay, and evaluate the skills they require. Identifying is to align your interests and abilities with your first career choice and the education and training you'll need to receive. This alignment will help bring your future into focus and ensure your position at the top of the pay scale in your chosen career.